Greeny, I know you slept in. You enjoyed the victory. Really, it happened in the second half because they look like a bunch of jokers in the first half. Quinnen Williams ready to go. What was going on? Malachi Corley, he gets this. Okay, this is the second touch of his career. The rookie, he's finding the end zone. And this just summed up the Jets season, Bart.
Yeah, it's unfortunate that the young kid, could have been a GIF. But listen, they saved the day for him. They bailed him out. He hopefully has to learn from this.
New York's been through it. First the Yankees this week, and now the Jets. Yeah, that says it all with the bag. All right, so the game stays scoreless. Just over 4 minutes left in the half now. C.J. Stroud rolling out and finding Tank Dell. Remember, no Stephon Diggs, no Nico Collins. Dell's fired up. Very next play, it's the ground attack. Joe Mixon here, Mike T.
This is where their offense should be focused right now. Joe Mixon has a lot of juice left at 28 years old.
All right, first drive of the second half now. Jets 2nd and 12, and Garrett Wilson, RC.
Garrett Wilson has been big ever since they acquired Devontae Adams. He's had the best matchups, and this is a huge catch for him, but it's not even his best play of the night.
Yeah, one-handed catch of the night. You would think slow down now. Just over a minute to go in the third quarter now. New York down 10-7 make that. Rodgers, the Devontae Adams, boom. He goes down hard, banged up here, hits the ground. He would leave the game to be evaluated for the concussion. The Jets drive, though, continues without 17. And here is the catch everyone's talking about. 3rd and 19, and are you kidding me, Garrett Wilson? Oh. Give us the jump man. And initially ruled not a catch, but watch the shin. He gets it in, bang, touchdown. One of the most incredible catches you will ever see. And it so happens that happened in New York, and we will talk a little bit about what was that reminiscent of with Odell Beckham Jr. Now, Texans missed a field goal.
Thank you, Jesus.
So Jets with a 3rd and 3. Rodgers, this is a great sign, Graz, when you could find 17.
Yeah, especially because the first throw of the game, he missed him on a similar-looking play. So they got a lot of stuff worked out through the course of the night last night.
Oh, the losing streak is over. Jeff Ulbrich, all smiles there. C.J. Stroud, 11 of 30. Rodgers, 22 of 32. But all the talk, Garrett Wilson. Look, Mom, one hand.
Yeah, I was like, that's a good one there. That's a good one, and it's got to count. I remember saying to all them, I'm like, y'all gassing me up too early. Like, this got to count, y'all. Let's chill. Once it counted, I was like, yeah, all right. Now y'all can tell me whatever.
Told him he might get kicked from Adidas after that one. that one looked like he headed over to Jumpman with me, so we're going to see. I'm going to talk to some people about that one, but I ain't going to say they're going to replace the logo, but because I know Mike might not like me saying that, but that was a hard catch.
Mike will definitely not like me saying that. But it's a good comparison, especially when you see the Jumpman logo and what Garrett Wilson did. We're not going to, overinflate this, but legit, it is the catch of the year. Do you think it's the catch of the year? Where does it stand?
Absolutely. Are you kidding me? I mean, like this is considering where they were in the game, how important a game it was for them, and the fact that it's 3rd and 19, and you have a quarterback and Aaron Rodgers I'm going to throw it up there. I think my guy is so good, he's going to make a play, and then he does. Yeah, tremendous, absolutely incredible.
Good thing he has small shins. But I will say this. This is a better catch than OBJ and RC. It was a great catch for OBJ. But this is 3rd and 19. Aaron Rodgers should never throw the ball. This is an unbelievable catch. And to have the presence to get down in bounds is unbelievable.
RC, as good as Odell?
No, but I don't think that's what the conversation should be right now. The conversation should be about how well Garrett Wilson is playing. You go back to last week, he's now getting the matchup, whether it be the nickelback or the second corner, and he's abusing those guys. You go back to the Pittsburgh Steelers, and Garrett Wilson was kind of the GOAT of that game, and not in a good way, not talking the greatest of all time. Right. The ball bounces off of his chest. Beanie Bishop picks it off and runs it back to the one. What we've seen from him in the last 2 weeks is all the things that they rave about every single training camp for Garrett Wilson, and for Aaron Rodgers to have the confidence to throw that football where he threw it, and for Garrett Wilson to come through in that manner in prime time the way he did, that's huge for that young man.
But just remember how we got there. This was one play after Aaron Rodgers just showed us his Willie Beeman impersonation, the visible juice, and he, holding penalty by Fashanu takes him back out of, everybody was nervous about, if that kicker was going to be able to live up to expectations. They didn't want it to come down to that after he shanked the extra point. And Aaron Rodgers gave his guy a chance to make a play. and he made a play for him. And that's what you want. And that's what I want to see from Aaron Rodgers going forward. They need verticality. You talk about this team, all these quick three-step slants. They need to stretch the football field. And, you go back to the other play with Davante Adams, that's understanding what you have. You have a safety on one of your best players because of the formation, put him at the slot, cover zero, put it up for my guy. And you see that they're starting to get some chemistry, even though I didn't realize that Davante Adams is playing the Z, and traditionally he played the X. So he's actually learning a new position, even though they already played with each other a long time.
Considering it's 3rd and 19 and how awful they looked in the first half, did that catch turn the entire season around?
Absolutely, it certainly can. And to RC's point, I think what really portends well, Kevin, is this. Heading into the last night, they saw more man-to-man coverage than anybody else. When you see plays like this and what Davante Adams did, nobody has two corners that can match up with these receivers. When they start seeing more zone, Aaron Rodgers can pick you apart.
Quarterback?
Well, I think what we've seen is people are playing Davante Adams as the number one. He's getting the number one corner. He's getting the doubles. He's getting the safety that is shading to him, and that's now allowing Garrett Wilson to work in those one-on-one scenarios when he is, to me, at this point of his career, the true number one talent on this team. And we are seeing Aaron Rodgers exploit that. You go back to last week, like I said, against the New England Patriots, and then obvious last night against the Houston Texans. That was the matchup that I had circled. Jalen Petrie, who is now the nickel back, who started his career as a safety, one-on-one with Garrett Wilson is a mismatch, and we saw Davante Adams take advantage of that late as well.
All right, the 5-game losing streak is over. Here comes the sun on the Jets right behind us on the skyline. Is it too little too late here when you look at the rest of the schedule?
I fear it might be because they've given away their margin for error, right? They're 3-6. So you got to win almost all, if not all, the rest of your games to really get in here. Yes, I see the percentage chances to win, but I mean, like, the Cardinals are going to run the ball on them. They had a hard time with Joe Mixon last night. I think if you look at what happened with the Jets the last couple of weeks, the addition of Davante Adams and the way it's unlocked Garrett Wilson, to RC's point, the addition of Hassan Reddick at long last, and what it's done in terms of their defensive line and their pass rush, 8 sacks last night. Like, it all looks really good. The question is it too late? And I think it might be because, again, they have to win pretty much all of their games. And while you can put up a graphic that says they're favored in all or almost all of their games, we all know that's not how it works. And one more slip up. I think it was an important night for them because they turned it around at halftime. They got in the halftime locker room, and the coach's message was like, we got to stop, killing ourselves on offense. Penalties, dropping the ball, dropping the pass, dropping the ball short of the end. Let's get out there and play free, like us versus the world. And they took it to heart, and that's what they looked like. Can they do that for 11 more games?
Right. Mike T, you believe there's a positive sign, though, specifically with Rodgers in the second half for the rest of this season. What did you see from him?
He got rid of the ball a lot faster, and both these guys, Davante Adams and Garrett Wilson, are great run-after-catch guys, and one of the hallmarks of his Hall of Fame career is his accuracy. So if Aaron Rodgers could get rid of the ball quickly like he did in the second half, like right here, watch Davante Adams and Garrett Wilson go to work. Again, very few secondaries can match up with these two guys. That's a massive advantage for them on offense.
Aaron was highly inaccurate in the first half. You talk about these 10 days off. He's had to go back to the drawing board and get his mechanics because his feet never look set. This offensive line is much better than they get credit for. You also have to look at the fact that, when you look at Fashanu, his ability to play guard, he's been a great pick for them. But this offensive line, and it's going to come down to a battle of attrition, right? The reason why they were able to beat Houston is because Houston is a top-heavy team that doesn't have a lot of depth. And a lot of teams don't have depth. And the Jets, if they have one thing, they have depth because Alan Lazard had 5 touchdowns. He had 400 yards receiving, and they were able to absorb his loss going on the IR. And then now they got to get Mike Williams to come to the table because if they get Mike Williams as that third guy, I mean, he still don't know who the hell to block on a screenplay. I mean, I'm like, bro, he run right by the guy. You block the guy that Garrett's brother. But if they can get him to come to the party and they have to establish a run with Brees, to your point, I think the biggest problem with this team is the fact that they need a war daddy opposite of Quinnen. Kinlaw is too athletic. He's trying to shoot gaps. That's not how you play great run defense.
Jets playoff hopes. Still alive?
Yeah, I mean, they're still alive because they're still mathematically alive. But you got to look at this team. This isn't the same defense. I know last night seemed to you like it would be promising, but you're talking about a team that's down their top 2 wide receivers that have had problems protecting their young quarterback, and the Jets were able to exploit that. This is the team that doesn't tackle. This is the team that's not physical against the run. And as teams begin to adjust to who Devontae and Garrett have become together, I believe they'll find more difficulty in getting those man-to-man matchups that gets the football out of Aaron's hands quickly.
Yeah, you brought up, of course, Hassan Reddick, too. That is such a critical thing when you look at that defensive front. Now they got the mini bye, and they can feel really good. You're laughing. I don't know why.
Well, Hassan didn't play well yesterday.
Well, but still, again, he's still adjusting.
He's still trying to get his sea legs.
Exactly.
They have to go out and maybe go get Quentin Jefferson, a guy that was with them last year, 7 sacks. They have to get somebody to have some impact opposite of Quentin because they're just bullying Quentin and double team and triple team.
Straight every pick.
Okay, well.